Hello everybody, I'm actually going to be doing part number 2 of the DT Rush tutorial. This is going to be one against Terran, and there's actually one very key aspect of this replay that I do want to mention, and that is the follow-up against Terran and what can happen even when the DTs come in and do absolutely no damage. So I do want to show you that there's a couple of key things you can do, possibilities after a DT rush against Terran. You'll see me get up the infrastructure for my follow-up and all that, but really the whole point is that this guy is going to play completely standard. He's going to be able to get up the engineering bay missile turret in time, and you're going to watch as my DTs kill nothing and me still managing to win. So you're going to be able to watch in, and where is this? We can just go watch and see. We got the build order, same thing as the Zerg one. We got the Twilight Council is going to be coming out right up here. ASAP proxy for the DT Shrine. You see that DT goes up immediately when there's no spare gas for that. Getting up my gateways. Same general ideas going on. Warp gate is there. It's going to be able to finish when the DT Shrine finishes. Like this one was actually timed correctly with the chrono boost and all that. There it is. Chrono boosting. Finishing on those gateways, warp gates coming out. You can see 3 warp gates, and there's the 2 DTs coming out, 1 for each base, assuming that there might be expansion. There's no expansion. This first one runs up. There's the missile turret. It dies. You see expansion going up, economic build coming from the Terran, and you're able to watch to see how he's going to play against this. Now, here we go. The Stalkers are out. Zealots are out. Getting my army out. Then notice my DT failed horribly. I'm getting up my charge. That's my main follow-up. Getting up my expo was another key aspect. So it's going to be a failed DT rush against the fastest man Terran, and you'll see that I have a strong enough economy. Chrono boosting on my probes earlier on. My economy is incredibly strong. High income. Getting out more gateways. Getting my infrastructure up. I did have a DT over there. And now I want to talk a little bit about the reasoning of DTs in this respect, is that it forces a few things from the Terran. It forces them to either save scans or get a Raven to push out. Saving scans is risky. You lose mules, and it's a big damage to the Terran's economy, which is why it could be a very good follow-up. And really, I'm going to show another. I'm going to do another replay within this video where you see me defending early pressures. That's another very weak aspect of the Terran play in this case. That was against the game against one of the guys on my teammates. One of my teammates, and he knew this was coming. We were talking about it during the game and all that. Now here we go, full-on economy coming from a Terran. He's going to push in. I'm getting my charge out. I'm getting my Templar archives, preparing my follow-up, and I'm going to push with charge. You can see I'm moving out with a large amount of army right there. You can see that I'm going to do a few things. Like here we go. I have a large count sentry, so here we go. Force fields to block off the army, and you'll see that I'm able to pinpoint everything in here. And I'm going to force it once more to figure out these guys are going to die. There are. The Zealots are so strong with charge, especially combined with force fields. They will decimate any bioforces. And you see that the Terran did go for mainly bioforces. And we're going to move in and continue to push in. I've got this pylon here so I can warp in DTs as I attack. See, there are the DTs going in while I attack the front. Going to allow the DT to do so much damage. Scanning to try and find the DTs, but here we go. DT in the back here is getting all these SCV kills, and that is huge. Okay, there we are. The Terran army is going down, and you can see that I am now I've got the game. It's 96 food. If it's 7 food, he's pulling up, trying to run away with SCVs. He's also running away at the same time. And I just decimated everything. If Thor is even going to come down, he's going to come down, try and repair it, and I'm going to be able to just defeat it. The Oral Command is being pushed back. 2 DTs are out right now. Here we go. We have this Thor, and I'm going to force him to try and get some of those SCVs away. It's not really going to do anything as the Thor kills the force fields, but it does allow me to kill the Thor, and now I have free reign on those SCVs, and there is GG. So that's part 1 of this. I'm going to go into another video right now where I defend early pressure and follow up in cool ways. Yeah, I'm going to move on for a second. Okay, now here is the part 2 I was talking about. This is going to be me against tQronstopAbl, a teammate of mine, and you're going to see that him and Atticus are going to be discussing a little bit at the beginning of the game. Me and Atticus were talking to Xander, not talking to Xander, I'm Xander, talking to Ronstopable about this. You'll see that I do my normal starting opener, the gateway, simulator, cybernetics core, all that good stuff. And you're going to watch to see how Ronstopable is going to play normally. Got the good building placement over here. I'm going to scout and see, not as I don't micro anything. And I'm just waiting for the radio pop out before I run my probe away. But now you can see that, and Atticus and him are talking about it. So you'll see, as we were talking about before, you got the early gas, We've got the Cybernetics Core getting out Warp Gate quickly in this round because I do feel a little bit iffy about early pressure. So this time around, like I did do that as a little bit of a deviation. It's still going to work out well. I've got the fast Twilight Council coming out. I did get a fast Stalker to get out the Scout. Couple little deviations that I do depending on the situation, and we're going to see that the Gateway is going to come out, getting out some Stalkers, and you'll notice I actually get the Dark Shrine up here. I was planning on doing it over here, however I mistimed it, so I just figured I'd get it back in my base, and you'll see that he is going to come in. He's got a strong early push right here that can actually do a lot of damage sometimes, and here we go. We got Zealots coming in the back, but I force field down here at the bottom, and that force field is going to end up saving me. I'm going to take out this entire army, and now I actually get free reign on taking shots at these guys, and Ronstopabl is going to be forced to pull back. So I defend a fairly normal early pressure attack, even with a tech build like a DT tech, and Ronstopabl is forced to pull back his army, and I'm actually ahead in the food count right now. You can see he's getting stim, doing all this good stuff, getting a Ghost Academy as well. Just one barracks with a reactor, one barracks with a tech lab, teching up normally. So you can see he's got a very strong economy, got a lot of SCVs in there. He's getting up for upgrades, he's got the engineering bay out. He lost a lot, and I have this proxy pylon up here. I got my 2 DTs coming in, one going to each base just in case. And I also have this probe down here just to do some scouting. I think I was also planning on doing a proxy pylon. I think I'd do that in a moment. But now you see me defending that early attack, and now here we go. I've got DTs in his base. I'm going to start taking out a lot of these SCVs. I've got this one scan taking out that DT, but I have this guy up here. 2 kills on both of them so far. I'm going to see the scan do all this stuff and try and snipe the Ghost, because the Ghost can EMP. EMP does reveal cloaked units. And now I'm going to do this. I don't see this missile turret until too late, so my Dark Templar does not do a ton of damage with that, but it's going to take out one more SCV and before it dies. So there it is. It did not do as much damage, but I still did got a lot of damage. This Ghost, oh, has 1 hit left from anything and it'll die. That's so close. But look at this. I now have my Expo. I have a large army in the back. I have threatened the Ghost. I've threatened DTs to Ronstopabl. He's getting command center inside his base, trying to tech up. He's got to get detection. I did force missile turrets out of him, and now he's got to wait for Ravens and all that if he wants to push out. That is a very key aspect. You see, he's even getting a missile turret up at the front just in case. And he's got to be wary of DT. He's got guys up here in the front just to make sure DT cannot run by and then miss the army. And that's going to really force him to do a lot. I've got pylons back here blocking the back door. I've got units back here. If you look at the worker count for a second, you see 37 probes to 27 SCVs. I'm going to be able to transfer that to my natural and then do really well with that. I will be starting to get more gateways out. I'm going to get charge out. I'm going to be getting a Templar Archives, doing all that good stuff. I'm going to fast forward now as you can just see me do my follow-up progression. 1 gas only, not the second gas. Don't need the second gas on my natural quite yet. I'm going to continue to tech up, control my macro well, and now Ronstopabl has his expansion. Another turret was forced, and you'll see that back here when I'm poking with another DT, I'm going to try and just do a little more damage, just poke in, use it for scouting also. 2 SCVs, 3 SCVs, 4 going down, 5 going down, so definitely a successful DT right there. And so to continue to force Ronstopabl to stay in his base and pull out another missile turret. That is what is key about this build, is it forces things that you can expect from the Terran. And now I have these guys out. No charge quite yet. It's being researched. Charge is almost done, and I'm going to push with that. You can see I'm getting my Templar Archives out, setting up my higher tech fairly early on, 12 minutes in the game, almost 13 minutes in the game. And I'm going to be getting up High Templar fairly soon. Got a few DTs within this army, just do a little bit more DPS while the Zealots tank some damage. Now, Ronstopabl does not have as large an army as he really could have. There is the charge, going to move in all my units, so force field the back, make sure they can't run away, and now Ronstopabl is about to get completely run over by my units. Force pulled SCVs. It's not a huge army, but it's enough because I did damage earlier on. The charge is making the Zealots so much more effective against the Bioforces, and this is going to be the end of Ronstopabl. And like he's like, ouch, you caught me, GG. And just GG, game is done. But you can see how Ronstopabl and Atticus and Iceman were all forced to stay within their base. They couldn't really push out, allowing me to get my expansion up completely unhindered, and it works out really, really well in terms of the logic of the game, as you have the follow-up with your High Templars or the charge lots after the initial DTs, and it's so strong. I hope you guys learned from this and enjoyed it. I can do more if you want. Let me know that this went well. I thank you very much, and I'm going to start opening this to YouTube now. Thank you.